What's up, everyone, and happy Thursday. We're over the hump for the work week and have a full slate of sports for you today. On this episode of Cronkite Sports Now, the Suns tip off the season with a win at home. The Sun Devils and Cardinals get set for weekend road games, and a look at drowning prevention in the Valley. These stories and more coming your way on Cronkite Sports Now. Thanks so much for joining us on today's episode of Cronkite Sports Now. I'm Brady Klain. Let's get into it. The NBA season has finally tipped off, and this might be kind of early to be saying this, but the Phoenix Suns are tied for the top seed in the West at 1-0. New Suns head coach Monty Williams got his first win since he was the head coach of the Pelicans in 2014, and because of this, the players had a nice gift for their new leader.
That's not a deal. A lot of hard work and effort went into this game. Discipline, effort, together. Okay, good job. Bring it. Hey, listen. Good job, man.
There's no better gift than getting the game ball after your first win. The Suns will take on the Nuggets tomorrow night in Denver, then are back at home on Saturday night at 7 p.m. against fun guy Kawhi Leonard and the reinvented Los Angeles Clippers. From the Suns to the Sun Devils, ASU is looking to return to their winning ways this weekend on the road. With a loss to the Utes in the rearview mirror, head coach Herm Edwards and the team have hit the reset button in advance of their Pac-12 South showdown with UCLA.
We didn't harp on it very long at all yesterday. They felt it. They were disappointed, but they weren't discouraged. And they understood that, okay, we put ourselves in this position. Now, how do we continue to win more games and put ourselves in position down the road? I mean, that's what you hope for, and that's part of building a program. So as far as the letdown and all that, I don't know if that I don't even want to get into that. I just know one thing, we lost a game, and now we want to try to win one.
The Sun Devils will be looking to win that next one in Pasadena as kickoff against the Bruins is set for 4:30 on Saturday. The Arizona Cardinals are currently on a 3-game win streak and will head down to the Big Easy to take on the Saints this Sunday. Saints quarterback Drew Brees, who had surgery on his thumb after sustaining an injury during Week 2, said this week the plan is to play against the Cardinals. However, there has been no official word from the team about his status for the game. More on the injury front, Cardinals receiver Christian Kirk has missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury and is questionable for Sunday. While David Johnson is listed as day-to-day with a back injury, the Cards meanwhile made a move yesterday signing veteran running back Alfred Morris, with Johnson's status being up in the air. Now moving to the other side of the ball, Chandler Jones won the NFC Defensive Player of the Week for his 4-sack performance and last Sunday's win against the Giants. As we move further into fall with cooler temperatures, drownings can still happen at a moment's notice. Lives can be altered forever. Cronkite News reporter Trey Bates has a story of one mother that has dealt with this unfortunate circumstance and what can be done to help it from happening to others.
The day started just like any other for Eliza Casares' heart, that quickly turned to tragedy.
It's too quiet. Where is he? Where is he? And I looked in his hiding places in the garage, underneath the bed. And that's when I opened up the sliding glass door and I saw him down at the bottom of the pool.
Her son, Eric, and his twin brother had been playing at their grandmother's home in Peoria, and what was a normal day turned into every parent's worst nightmare. Devastated by the day's events, she had nowhere to go until the Drowning Prevention Coalition of Arizona reached out to her.
It gave me another outlet. I felt, that first year in a cloud of darkness. I didn't know what else to do. I wanted to protect my other 2 children. I didn't want them to have the same thing happen to them. It finally gave me a chance to tell my story and know that there's people out there that are passionate about preventing this.
The Drowning Prevention Coalition's website includes reports from January 1st to September 30th where 4 deaths to children under the age of 6 have already occurred, a jump from the previous year in which only 1 child had died in Maricopa and Pinal counties. President Melissa Sutton shared what steps to take to avoid this from happening to anyone else.
A is for adult supervision. That's going to be active, sober, vigilant, and constant, because it just takes a few seconds for a child to slip away, and that's when bad things happen. B is for barriers, and that's going to be your fences, your alarms on the doors, covers over pools. It's going to be a plethora of different selections that people have out there. And then the C is multi-pronged. It's for classes, courses and U.S. Coast Guard approved life vests. We want kids to get started as soon as possible. They've got those swim lessons, so when that motivated child, that highly motivated child, gets past whatever barriers you've put in place, if they fall in, they potentially could save themselves in that situation.
With these steps in mind, as well as remaining attentive around water, John Hinman, director of the EVO Swim Schools, shared his thoughts on child safety.
Never be more than an arm reach away. Always have eyes on the water, always have eyes on our children first and foremost. Get in the water and start training, start learning. Once we start having that basic knowledge and respect of the water, safety builds, and that's the biggest thing. That's what we're about, building that confidence, building that safety from the ground up. That's our goal.
By keeping our attention on the water and those around it, it can help to avoid life-threatening events from happening. In Phoenix, Trey Bates, Cronkite News.
In Arizona, many pools are kept open year-round, so even though summer's gone, it's still important to remain safe and aware around the water. We now turn to the ice, and the Coyotes, who have won 4 in a row, are in New York this afternoon to face off against the Islanders. As the Oats look to string together wins on the road, head coach Rick Tocchet knows his team needs to handle their success in order to sustain it.
Well, I think maturity means handling prosperity and handling the lows. You know, can we handle it? Yeah, we won 4 games in a row. You know, everybody's feeling good, but can we handle the success of it? That's a key thing and moment for me and this team. Things are going good, but, you know, it can turn, so you have to make sure, yeah, you can enjoy the moment, don't get me wrong, but I think you just got to be able to handle prosperity.
How does it?
With 4 wins in a row of their own, the Islanders will look to extend their streak on home ice as puck drops inside Nassau Coliseum at 4 p.m. A field of 32 of the world's best racquetball players will be making their way to Tempe this weekend for the Arizona Pro-Am racquetball tournament at Arizona State's Sun Devil Fitness Complex. Led by the #1 ranked Kane Wasylenchuk and 6th ranked Gilbert resident Daniel De La Rosa, proceeds from the event will help support both ASU and NAU's racquetball clubs. And that does it for today's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. For Arizona sports stories from around the valley, visit the Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for top Arizona news stories, head over to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org and be sure to tune in tonight at 5 p.m. on Arizona PBS for our nightly newscast. On behalf of the entire Cronkite Sports Now crew, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a great Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place.